Hello, Grammar Gumshoes. Welcome to Hard Boiled English Live. A bit late. I am your humble host, English teacher, instructor, and tutor Paul Duke, also known as the Grammar Detective. Thank you for joining me. I am streaming to you live from Vancouver, Canada, to YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, and trying to stream to a brand new streaming platform called Livespace. But as you saw, I had some technical difficulties connecting with that platform. So I had to restart the stream. Live stream, if you're watching, we have to talk about some of these glitches. You're still in beta and are working on it, but we got to work this out because when I go live, I want to go live on time and not keep my friends waiting. So, thank you for joining me on this weird little show. I investigate your English grammar mysteries and, I hope, solve them for you. Today's show, we're going to do catch up with a couple of questions that are outstanding from previous shows. A couple of you sent me questions. Going to take care of those, and if we have time, we'll do a quiz. Now, I realize I started a bit late, but I have to also finish on time today because of another engagement. So, to get things started, what I'd love is for you guys to say hello in the chat box and tell me what country you're watching from. I see that Sleepwalker and Pallavi, regular viewers and friends of the show, I saw you guys there earlier, and thank you for letting me know there was some technical difficulties and you couldn't see the stream. So thanks for staying with me. Hello, Chris from Belgium. We have Sleepwalker watching from Russia. We have Learn English with Mask Girl. We have Mohammed watching from Iran. Welcome. We haven't had someone from Iran in a long time, so welcome to the show. We have Nelson. I think Nelson's watching from Colombia. I'm not sure. We have Laila here. Hello, Laila. We have Subha from India. Who else is with us? We have Mohammed's with us. Zaza is with us. Great to have you here, guys. Excellent. Zaza from Morocco. Great. Laila from Morocco. Morocco's in the house. Wonderful. Yeah, this is fantastic, guys. I appreciate this. Something I want to mention to you is, while this goes live, when this goes live each week, I'd love it if you guys right now would press share and share this on your social media. The reason is quite simple. It takes me a lot of time and effort and money to put this show on every week. And I've been thinking I might have to shut it down. I don't want to do that, but I might have to unless we can get more people watching it. I need a larger audience. That is the point of streaming. And that's also why I've been making a connection with this new platform, Livespace. We need to reach more people. So please share this on your social media. Get the word out there. Tell your friends about this show. Share a previous show recording on YouTube. Please share, share, share. I really don't care if they subscribe. I'm not trying to be famous on YouTube. I want this show to be popular so that I can help more people around the world improve their English grammar. So if you don't mind, guys, and I know some of you do this already, once this is live, which it is now, click share, send it to Twitter, send it to Facebook, send it to your YouTube channel if you have it, send it wherever you can post it. All right? We have to get more friends watching this show. Okay. Who else is joining? Pallavi's here from India. Nelson, I think, is from Colombia. Great to have you with us. So again, we're going to do some questions and then we're going to have a quiz. Unless you'd rather have the quiz first. How are you feeling? You guys tell me in the chat box, do you want the quiz first or some Q&A? We have Emmanuel with us from Uganda. Welcome, Emmanuel. Please tell your friends about this show. Share it on social media. Just click that button, share, and it'll give you all the social media options. Share it on your WhatsApp group, right? Share it wherever you can. We need to get more people watching. quiz first, Mohammed says. Okay, quiz first. Anyone else? Anybody else want a quiz? Anyone else feeling smart? What do you think, guys? Your choice. Quiz first or quiz after some grammar work? Okay, Nelson, I see your question. We'll get to that. Good. We have Lila says quiz first. Okay. Suba says, hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. I apologize if I mispronounce. Suba. First time joining. Great. Great to have you here. Please share with your friends. Share this right now. Click share. Send it to your social media. We need more people watching. Okay, Chris Derboven says quiz first. The consensus is quiz first, guys. Okay. We're on a limited time here because of my technical problems to start. So let's get ready for a quiz. Now, this quiz today is not a missing word quiz. This is a jumbled sentence quiz. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you a sentence that's out of order. And in the comment thread, I want you to write what you think is the correct order. And you have to use all the words on screen, okay? Okay, here we go. And I'm going to get my raincoat off because it's time to get down to business. And by the way, this quiz is brought to you by the platform WordWall. And WordWall has these wonderful quizzes that we can make. Okay, here we go. So we see a nice cork board here. What's the correct order of this sentence? Write it in the comment thread right now. I'm just going to disappear and get a drink of water. What do you think? So Lila says Paul is a Canadian teacher. Paul is a Canadian teacher, okay. Paul is a Canadian teacher. We haven't done this quiz before, have we? Or are you guys just all so smart? Well, it seems like everyone's choosing the same structure. Is there a second structure that might also be true? Something to consider. Can you reorder that in another way that also makes sense? Okay, I'm going to give you this answer right away. Subject, verb, article. Paul is a Canadian teacher. However, guys, we could also say teacher Paul is a Canadian. Teacher Paul is a Canadian. That's possible too. Okay, let's look at number 2. These are going to get progressively more challenging. So get your brain power on. Have your coffee, have your tea, unless it's late at night, because I don't want to keep you up after the show. What do you think? Ate banana, the quickly rabbit, the. What do you think? Ate banana, the quickly rabbit, the. Okay, we have a couple of examples coming in, a couple of answers. We have Lila saying the rabbit ate the banana quickly. Sleepwalker says the rabbit ate the banana quickly. The rabbit ate the banana quickly. Okay. Recently, we've talked about adverbs, right? So you're putting that to good use. Pallavi says the rabbit quickly ate the banana. Chris says the rabbit quickly ate the banana. Nelson says the rabbit ate the banana quickly. Okay, this is an interesting sentence because you're both correct. All of you and your two choices are correct. The adverb quickly, like a lot of adverbs, can move around a little bit. It can be before the verb. It can be at the end of the sentence, as long as there's only one verb in the sentence. Because if you put an adverb at the end and you have two verbs, it's not clear which verb it's modifying. But this is a short sentence, so if we put the adverb quickly at the end or the beginning, it doesn't make a lot of difference. So here's what we can do. Now, both of those sentences are correct. The problem here is, with this quiz program, I have to program one correct answer. It doesn't let me have two. So let's see what it tells us is the... So this is the one that I programmed. The rabbit quickly ate the banana. But if you said the rabbit ate the banana quickly, that's fine too. I just have to program only one correct answer. Okay? So again, this is because we have an adverb, quickly, and we only have one verb. So it's a short sentence, and if we move that adverb around, we know which verb it's modifying. There's only one choice, ate. But if you have a larger sentence with more than one verb, you need to be careful where the adverb goes because we don't want it modifying the wrong verb. Okay? Let's try number 3. Getting more challenging. And yes, Lila says, Lila has a question, right? Oops. Lila says, can we say quickly, the rabbit ate the banana? Yes, absolutely. And again, it doesn't really matter in this sentence where the adverb is because there's only one verb. So it's very clear which verb it's modifying. So actually, stylistically, we can choose many options. But that's a bad habit. We want to be careful of that because if a larger sentence has more than one verb, it could be confusing. And if it has more than one verb, you want to get the quickly in front of ate. Quickly ate. That way it's close to the verb it's modifying, and it's very clear which verb it's modifying. Okay? Anyways, back to business. Over the cow song and jumped sang the moon the. What do you think? Tell me what you think is the correct answer here. A lot of technical challenges today, guys. I apologize. Okay, we have Sleepwalker's proposal. Sleepwalker says, the cow sang the song and jumped over the moon. Very interesting. Anyone else? Thank you, Lila. Thank you for your suggestion. Good alternative sentence. What do you think, guys? Over the cow song and jumped sang the moon the. And again, there might be a couple of possibilities that are accurate. The cow sang the song and jumped over the moon. Okay. Agree? Well, Mohammed, tell me what your sentence is first. Now, Pallavi says the cow jumped and sang over the moon. Okay. However, Pallavi, you're missing the other word song, right? In the example, we have song and sang. So you need to use all the words. Try again, please. Nelson says the cow sang the song and jumped over the moon. Anyone have a different arrangement? The moon sang the song and jumped over the cow, right? Why can't a moon sing? Oh, teacher, it's impossible for the moon to sing. Well, is it possible for the cow to jump? especially over the moon? Is it possible for the cow to sing? All of these are fictional, so be creative. The cow jumped over the moon and sang the song. Okay. The cow jumped and sang over the moon song. Okay, interesting. Okay, again, guys, there are several possibilities. I would tell you this. I would say, sleepwalker was the first suggestion. This one's correct. This one's correct. Again, Pallavi, you need the extra word song. Nelson suggested the cow sang the song and jumped over the moon. That's fine. Chris said the moon sang the song and jumped over the cow. That's fine too. The cow jumped over the moon and sang the song. That's good. And Lila, this is fine, except you're using quotation marks and they're not offered in this example. So it's a good sentence, but you're using elements that we don't have at our disposal. Cow sang the song and jumped over the moon. Yeah, that's fine. Again, guys, though, with this program, I can only choose one correct sentence, so let's see what it is. The cow jumped over the moon and sang the song. Okay? But your answers are also correct. Okay? So here, it's interesting because the cow did two actions. Both verbs, jumped and sang, both past tense, both of them were actions done by one subject, the cow. Right? The cow did two things. The cow jumped over the moon and sang the song. Right? So you could say the cow jumped over the moon and the cow sang the song, but you don't need to repeat the subject. So that's one answer, but the other suggestions you guys showed were also good. Okay, let's move on, guys, quickly. This one's a big challenge, so do your best. I know you guys are grammar detectives, grammar gumshoes. Remember what a gumshoe is? What's a gumshoe? I think I explained it a few weeks ago. What's a gumshoe? A gumshoe is a detective. It's an old-fashioned slang word for detective, gumshoe. I think because police detectives walk around the streets a lot and sometimes step on gum. So it indicates that they're in the streets a lot. So you grammar gumshoes on my show. You're my assistant detectives. So see what you can do here. Thank you, Nelson. I appreciate that. That's what I hope to. I hope that this show isn't just, it's not about me, right? I'm not here to be famous. I'm not here to put on a show or be entertaining, although I hope it's not boring. I'm here to help you learn. And that's why I want more people to watch this show. So again, guys, please share this show right now, live, with your social media platforms. And share the recordings and share the YouTube channel. Because I really want to continue doing this show, but we need more viewers to watch it. We really do. Otherwise, I really have to think about shutting it down, and I don't want to do that. I've been doing this for 3 years now. Chris Derbovin, who's with us today, was one of my first viewers, maybe the first. So it's been a long time, and I don't want to stop it, but need to reach more people. Okay, this is a tricky one, guys. What do you think? Do you need a little help? Want a little hint? I'll give you the first word. How about that? See if that helps. And by the way, you can see that there is a comma there. There's a white comma. They give us the comma. So you have to work around that comma. You can't move the comma. So think about what goes on the left side of the comma and what goes on the right side. Okay, Lila, you've got half of it, I think, suggested. What about the other half? I'm not saying you're correct, Lila. You might be, but that's a good suggestion. That is grammatical. What do you think? Any ideas, guys? Or do you need another hint? Okay, I'll give you another hint. Lila's on the right track. When I was a young boy, okay, now you have to decide, huh? Okay, so that's what's on the left side of the comma. That's our time adverb. That is an adverb clause. We have a subject and a verb. I was. And we have the time word when. So that whole clause, I was a young boy, is a dependent clause, and it's acting as an adverb. It's telling us when the main action happened. Okay, when I was a young boy, what happened? What was true? What do you think? Maybe you need to put your detective hat on. It helps you think. It helps you figure it out. Do you guys have detective hats? Maybe where you are it's very hot and it's summer and don't want to wear a hat. Okay, Pallavi, don't give up. Keep trying. Keep trying. Maybe if you have a notepad, you can try different possibilities. We know that this happened. This sentence is expressing something from when I was a young boy. I'll give you the next word, guys. Summer. Summer is the subject of the main sentence. Okay, Suba, thank you for watching. And by the way, if you go to my YouTube channel, The Grammar Detective, you can watch the full recording. I will post it after the show. So if you're in a different time zone, which I'm sure you are, you can watch this later on the YouTube channel. You can watch the whole show. So we have a subject for the main sentence. What do you think? What comes after the subject? When I was a young boy, summer. When I was a young boy, summer. What do you think? Need a hint? Okay, here we go. It's almost finished now. Okay, Sleepwalker, good suggestion. Almost. I'm going to tell you this one's tricky. You're almost there. Summer was a time of what? It's tricky, isn't it? See, the other ones were too easy for you guys. You're too smart. So I needed to give you a challenge. I don't want you to feel overconfident with your grammar because that might stop you from learning. When you're learning, everything should be about 75% understandable for you. There should always be about 25% that you're not sure of. That's how you learn because you're always trying to fill in that 25%. Okay, Sleepwalker, good. You've got a nice new formulation. Okay, good. Pallavi, good. Okay. Okay, when I was a young boy, summer was a time of endless daydreaming. Okay. There's a missing word there, Chris. We have the word play. Okay, Emmanuel, when I was a young boy, summer was a time of endless daydreaming play, but you're missing the word and. Okay, let's go to the correct answer. Nelson, this is possible, but again, it's not the one that I programmed. When I was a young boy, summer was a time of adjective, endless, it seemed to go on forever, endless daydreaming, endless play and daydreaming. Okay, endless play and daydreaming. That was a tricky one, but it's number 4. Let's go to number 5. Okay, what do you think of this one? TikTok learning lesson, top tips for a saw the I about on. So this is a challenge for its prepositions. See what you can do with this. And then we'll finish up and go to the board with some question and answer because I see the clock ticking and I have to finish on time today. So what do you think of this? Any thoughts? Let's hear your suggestions. Are you stumped? Do you know the word stumped? It means you are stuck. You don't know the answer. You're stumped. What do you think? Do you need help? Do you want me to give you the subject or the first word? Okay, here we go. What do you think? Still stuck? What do you think, guys? On TikTok. Okay, Emmanuel, that's good. But I think you sent that before I put the correct prepositional phrase on TikTok, which needs to start the sentence. On TikTok, I saw a lesson about the top tips for learning English. Okay, good. What else? Who else? Anybody else have a suggestion? What do you think? Okay, Pallavi. On TikTok, I saw the English lesson for learning tips. Top tips, yeah. Okay, good. Don't forget the word about. I saw a lesson about top tips for learning English. Remember, Americans think Canadians say about, not about. I saw a lesson about top tips for learning English on TikTok. Okay, Chris, that's good. Remember, we have to start with on TikTok. All right, I'm going to push this forward, guys. Anyone else have a suggestion? Okay, here we go. On TikTok, I saw a lesson. What kind of lesson? What was the topic? Remember, the preposition about connects topics. Studying about something, talking about something, about a topic. And here we go. Oh, we have someone joining us now. Welcome to the show. We have your Salma shows. Welcome. Where are you watching from? And is your name Salma? Great to have you with us. Welcome. We're just finishing up our grammar quiz, and now we're going to start doing some grammar Q&A. So good job on this, guys. A couple of your examples were also good. For example, let me see. So again, I can only program one correct answer in this app, but this one works. I believe this one is great. Yep, just top tips. One thing I want to say though, guys, and we did this on a previous episode, on social media, you see a lot of headlines on TikTok and on Instagram that say top tips to plus verb, like top tips to learn English, top tips to make money, top tips to remember vocabulary. That's actually not correct grammar, because the infinitive verb would imply that the tips do the action. So this is really how that phrase should be. Top tips for what? For learning English. So it should be for plus noun, not to plus verb. So next time you see that on Instagram or TikTok, maybe write it down and bring me the example next week and we can examine it more closely, because it's a very common mistake. Unfortunately, it's all over social media, which means English learners like you guys pick up on it and you may start using it incorrectly. I don't want that to happen. Thank you very much. That's nice of you to say. Your Salma shows. Your Salma shows. What is your name and where are you watching from? You're from watching from the USA. Great. And is your name Salma? Great to have you with us. Thank you for joining. And thank you for the comment. Appreciate that. Okay, let's be done with the quiz. Let's get back to business. Running out of time, unfortunately, with the technical difficulties we began the show with, unfortunately, put us a little bit behind schedule. So what I'd like to do next, guys, is answer a couple of questions that were given to me before. So here's the first one, and this is from Nelson. No, this is from Sleepwalker, I think, right? So the question is this a correct sentence? I told you you were right. Okay, is this correct? Well, the simple answer is no, not quite. But let's find out why. Let's examine the sentence forensically, like a detective. Always, I recommend identifying the parts. What is happening in the sentence depends on the parts that you're using. So it's always important to know what the parts of the sentence are. And with a short sentence like this, we can see them clearly. So I is the subject. Told is the past tense verb. We have a comma, and then we have the subject you. And we have another verb, were in past tense, and then we have an adjective. Oh, here we have an object. So what do we have here? We have two independent clauses. And we've talked a lot about these on this show. Independent clause, independent clause. Now remember, a clause is a subject and a verb. For it to be an independent clause, you need a subject and a verb, and it has to express a complete idea. Okay? It doesn't have to be a big idea, but it has to be fully understandable. I told you. That's a complete idea. Now, we don't know what you told me, but the fact that I told you, it's a complete idea. It's a clause, it has a subject and a verb and an object, and it expresses a complete thought. How about this one? Subject and a verb, so it's a clause. You were right. That's a complete idea. Now, imagine if I just said, you were. That's not complete, even though there's a subject and a verb. Having the adjective there completes the thought. Now, this is where it gets funny. An independent clause and an independent clause in English cannot be connected with a comma alone. It's not what a comma does. A comma does not connect to independent clauses. And these two sentences are very independent. Look, they have different subjects. I and you, not the same subject. They have different verbs, told and were. These are completely different ideas. They're independent of each other. So you have a couple of choices here. You can put a period and just have two sentences, and you can say them quickly like it's one sentence. I told you, you were right. Right? You can also use a semicolon, because a semicolon has a kind of double power. It has a period, which does that job. It tells us that we have an independent clause on the left, stop, independent clause on the right. So the period part separates two independent clauses, just like a period does. But it also has the comma, and the comma doesn't separate, it joins. So the comma part tells us, I told you, full stop, grammar is done, but it also says the main idea is not done. So using a semicolon connects two independent clauses into one larger idea. That's the other choice. If you want to use a comma, if for some reason you really love commas, you can put a comma, but then you need a conjunction. You need one of the fanboys. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. You need one of those with the comma, and that can connect two independent clauses. Now, which one is best? I told you, and you were right. That would work. I told you, so you were right. Maybe that works. But with a comma, you need one of those. You cannot connect independent clauses with a comma. Now, maybe in your language you can do that. I know that you can do that, I think, in Spanish and Portuguese, not in English. In English, the comma must include a conjunction, or you have to use a period or semicolon. So, is this sentence correct? Not quite. The punctuation is wrong. You can't use that comma. Okay? Telled doesn't work. The past tense of told is, the past tense of tell is told. Tell, told, told. No telled. Doesn't work. Yeah, no telled you. That's not the correct past tense of tell. I know that's irregular. I know that's confusing. That's how English is. The verb forms and their tenses can be very very tricky. Sorry. Okay, great. Yeah, I'm sure you're very fluent, very proficient, but there's always something to learn, right? We should always keep learning. I keep learning. I've been speaking English for 57 years. Well, not when I was born, let's say at least 50 years. And I still learn all the time. I learn from you guys. When you guys give me an example to investigate, I usually learn something new. So, no telled. Right? So hopefully that's something new. We have a LinkedIn user joining us. Yeah, here we are. Now, if you're on LinkedIn, I can't quite see your name. So maybe you could tell us your name and where you're watching from. What country are you in? I love the way you guys help each other. That's great. Okay, let me see. Now, this is the next question. This is a very interesting question. I want you to look at this for a moment while I clean the board. And this was given to me, well, this question's been given to me many times. And a lot of times students will ask me about questions or statements or sentences they've heard, but they've been told were not correct. And they wonder, well, I keep hearing this. Why, if it's wrong, why is everyone saying it? Well, the fact is, English is spoken by millions of people around the world, and some of them are native speakers. But native speakers don't always speak perfect English. This is an example of it. This is a very common structure, and it's used by a lot of people. It's used by people on TV, in movies, in the news. It's actually very commonly used in the USA, much more so than here in Canada. But I want to argue that this is incorrect. This is grammatically incorrect. Now, what does incorrect mean? As I've told you before on my show, I'm not teaching you a bunch of rules to follow. So incorrect doesn't mean you fail the test. Incorrect means it's not expressing what it thinks it is. For me, grammar is the structure through which we express meaning. What does this sentence mean? Let's look. Everybody can't become a movie star. So let's imagine when I was young, I told my mother, I want to be a movie star. And she said, everybody can't become a movie star, Paul. Try something else. What does this sentence mean? I think my mother means the chance of being a movie star is very small. But let's look at this sentence, what it says. Let's break down the parts. We have a subject, we have a modal, can, and modal can expresses ability. Become, that's our verb, and the object is movie star. Pretty simple sentence. But let's also think about the meaning. There's the grammar structure, but what is it expressing? What does everybody mean? Do you guys know what everybody means? Everybody. Well, everybody means every, 100%, all. Body means people. So this means 100% of the people. Everybody in the world. Or everybody in a certain context. Can means ability. And then we have the contraction, which is not, which means no. No ability. And become means change into, right? I was a child, I became an adult, right? I was a detective, I became a teacher, I changed into. And then movie star is, of course, a star. So this sentence is telling us that 100% of the people have no ability to change into a movie star. Is that true? Or another example might be, everybody does not have $1 million. That means 100% of the people do not have $1 million. Is that true? This is telling us that there are no movie stars because 100% of the people cannot change into the movie star. Well, that's not true. We have lots of movie stars. There's Brad Pitt. There's Julia Roberts, right? There's Timothy Chalamet. There's all kinds of movie stars. Somebody can become a movie star because they did. So this isn't true. 100% of the people cannot change in the movie star. That's just not true. What is true is that not everybody. This part, sorry, the not should be over here. Not everybody. Now, what does not everybody mean? Not everybody means not 100%. Some percent. A small percent. Not 100. Not 100 have the ability to change into the movie star. If there are 7 billion people on the planet, some of them become movie stars, right? We have some examples. Not everybody, not 100%, but some people do. It's true. The same with this one. Everybody does not have $1 million. That's not true. Some people have $1 million. This is telling us that nobody does. That 100% of the people do not have $1 million. And that's just not true. But this is a very common expression, a very common grammar structure. And I'm talking to you, Americans. I'm talking to you, American friends. This is not good grammar because it's communicating the wrong idea. When you say everybody can't become a movie star, you're telling us that nobody can. And that's not true because we have movie stars. If you tell me everybody does not have $1 million, you're telling me that nobody on the planet has $1 million. And that's not true. A lot of millionaires. So the correct grammar for this expression is not everybody has $1 million. Not everybody. So the verb shouldn't be negative. The everybody should be negative. Not everybody means less than 100%. Not everybody means not 100%. Some people have $1 million. Okay? So American friends who use that structure all the time, think about that. Okay, we have some good comments here. Let's see. Instead of saying everybody, you can say some people. Yeah, but then you have to get rid of the negative. Some people can become a movie star. Not everybody, some people. But if you say everybody can't, you're saying the verb is negative. Everybody cannot. 100% of the people cannot become. And that's just not accurate. The negative should be over here on everybody. It means not 100% of the people, which means some, right? What's your question? I'm sorry. Did I forget? Can you repeat your question? By the way, this question is from last week, so I may not have time to get to the ones in the comment today. This is a good question, Selma. Is it better to say, how are you today, or how is your day? Both are fine. I don't know if we can actually measure which one's better. If you say, how are you, you're asking how the person is, how their health is, how their emotions are, how their feeling is. If you say, how is your day, you're asking about the events of the day, how their work is going, how things in their family are going, how are events and activities in their day happening. You're not asking about them, right? So it depends what you want to know about your friend. Lila, can you tell me again which one you're talking about? I see hundreds of comments here, so I'm not sure which one you're referring to. This one? Yeah, that's fine. I told you what? That you were right. Now, that you were right is a noun clause, right? It's acting as the object. I told you something. I told you what? I told you that you were right. That's a good sentence. We are just about out of time, guys, so I want to make sure I say hi to everyone. Zainab from Iraq, welcome, great. Please share this live stream with your friends. Tell your friends in Iraq to join us next week. Trying to get more and more people. What is this, Pallavi? This is interesting. The curse fell upon her, and Dushyanta never really returned, should be past tense right here, returned back to her, projecting that Dushyanta's memory of Shakuntala is subtracted. Is it a correct sentence? Yeah, not bad, but return should be past tense. Because you start the sentence with past tense here. So you establish the tense. Nelson's asking me about up to and until. Now we talked about until, I think, last week. Maybe you missed that. I will answer this again, Nelson, next week, okay? You can use them both, right? They are different meanings, so we'll talk about that next week. Everybody cannot become a movie star. Yeah, you can say that, but what you're saying is that there are no movie stars. You're saying that 100% of the people are unable to become movie stars. And that's just not true. Some people become movie stars. We have them. They exist. Right? So the correct grammar to express that a small percentage become movie star, a small percentage really do become movie star, is to say not everybody can. Not everybody means not 100%, maybe 0.5% can become a movie star. But a lot of people don't say that. A lot of people say everybody cannot become a movie star. That's not the meaning that that expresses. I know it's very common, especially in the US. So American friends, you might want to rethink this because it's not grammatically accurate. You are expressing something that you don't think you're expressing. This expresses that nobody is a movie star. Is that true in the USA? I don't think so. So, Mask Girl, what is your mystery? Remind me so I can get to it next week, please. Okay, great. Yeah, great question. Lots of times. In fact, there's no limit to how many pronouns you can put in a sentence. You could have 1,000,000 if your sentence is long enough. Okay. Yeah, this is the correct way to say it, Kira Sage. Not everyone, a small percentage, can become a movie star, right? But it's very common for people to say, everybody can't become a movie star, or everybody doesn't have $1,000,000. That's expressing something different, right? That's expressing that nobody has $1,000,000 and nobody is a movie star, and that's not true. This is the correct way to express it. This is telling us that a small percentage, not everyone, not 100%, but not 100%, a small percent can become a movie star. Yeah, some people can become a movie star, right? A small percentage can. So if your mother tells you, not everybody can become a movie star, she's trying to tell you it's not likely. It's a small percentage. So think about that when you're choosing to become a movie star. But it's just not grammatical to say everybody can't become a movie star, or everybody doesn't have $1,000,000. But I hear that grammar structure all the time. And people think they're saying this. Not 100% of the people have the ability to change into a movie star. They think they're expressing that, but they're not. Yeah. So remember where we started, guys. We started with everybody can't become a movie star, and everybody doesn't have $1,000,000. You hear people say this, and what they think they're expressing is that it's unlikely to become a movie star, or it's unlikely that you have $1,000,000. They think they're expressing that, but they're actually not. They're expressing that 100% of the people have no ability to become a movie star. That's not accurate. We know that from reality. 100% of the people do not have $1,000,000. That's not true. Somebody has $1,000,000. All right, guys, the time is up. I really have to go now. I have a previous engagement to go to. So thank you for your questions. If you've posted a question here, I will copy it and answer it next week. Masked Girl, you mentioned a question you asked. I hope I didn't miss it. I forgot to solve your mystery. Which is it? Can you remind me, please, so I can answer it next week? I'll keep the comment going for a moment. Thank you for joining me, guys. Again, as I mentioned, please share this feed with your friends on social media. We need to get more people on this show, more people involved, more people watching for me to be able to continue it. I don't want to shut it down, but it's a possibility. So please share with your friends. Please share it on social media. Let's get more people involved, more people joining, so we can help more people improve their grammar. Until I see you next week, guys, as always, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me. Hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully you've had a little fun. Hopefully I challenged your brain with our first quiz. Until I see you next time. One moment. Yes, until I see you next time, please stay healthy. Please stay strong. Please keep learning and stay cool. Thanks for watching tonight's show. If you have an English grammar question, an English mystery, contact me on social media and send me a video of you asking the question. I'll investigate it on a future show. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button to get all the updates about videos and events. If you're feeling generous, you can also donate to the production costs of the show at Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee. Finally, until the next time I see you on Hard Boiled English Live, I want you to keep learning English. Stay healthy and stay cool.